everybody, welcome to that Vinyl channel. I'm that Vinyl Guy Boz. This is another thread response video. So the Vinyl Narrative put out a thread. It's been going around for some time now, and I just had a chance to go ahead and do this. But the thread is about 5 albums that you would never sell for whatever reason. So I picked out 5 here from my collection. I'm going to go ahead and show those to you. So the first one here is really for sentimental reasons. So growing up, both of my parents had records in our house, but my mom had quite a few, but my dad only had a couple. And this is a record that actually he owned. And unfortunately, my father passed away a few years ago, and I had this, and the morning after he passed away, I played this, and it became very emotional for me. But this is one of his favorite movies as well, and this is the soundtrack to Paint Your Wagon, and that's what the vinyl looks like on the Paramount label. And like I said, this was his copy, and so I ended up with it, and it's a gatefold. It's a Western movie. It's a Western movie. My dad was really big on the Westerns. Usually on his day off, he would spend the day either watching TV, either watching wrestling on TV, or watching Westerns on TV, or a combination thereof. And that's the kind of that's the way that he'd like to spend his days. But and like I said, this actually belonged to my dad, so I would never sell it. I actually bought a nicer copy because this one this one got beat up over the years, so I bought a nicer copy. But that one I'll sell first over this one for sure. So that's one of the records I would never sell. So another record here is also a soundtrack, a really great movie called Night of the Comet. So I believe this is from either the late 80s or the early 90s. I'm not really sure of the year, but it was there was a company out there called Pure Destructive Records, and they were not in business very long. And here is their logo if you want to go and take a peek at that. And they put out not a whole lot of records, but the ones that they did put out were really cool. This one here came with a poster. So we have that, and some of the earlier pressings, if you bought an earlier pressing of it, it came with an insert that talked about the movie, and I think this was actually written, yeah, it was. So it was actually written by Kelly Maroney, who was one of the actresses who played in the movie, and her experiences with the movie and the aftermath and the fans and stuff like that. So it's a really great read actually. So very, very cool. And the vinyl was also awesome as well. Now they had talked about right before their website went dark and they went out of business. They talked about doing a liquid filled variant of this record, and I had ideas of actually purchasing that when they finally said it was available, but before that happened, they actually went out of business. So that variant, as far as I understand, was never made available. But I'm gonna show you this record because it's very, very cool. And bring it out here. So that's what this looks like. Very, very awesome in this pink and purple color. So awesome, awesome record, and great soundtrack. And they did a really good job pressing this, and very, very happy to have it. And it's definitely one record that I would never sell. Okay, so the next record here is for you Led Zeppelin fans out there. So this here is a Clarity pressing, it's a test pressing, and let me get this out and show it to you. So this here is, and this is the label up here on top. I'll read it and show it to you. Classic Records, SD 728 45 200G Clarity. That catalog number refers to Stairway to Heaven. So this is Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, pressed. And I'll bring this up to you so you can see it. It's a test pressing, and very cool about Clarity is that they press on virgin vinyl with no color additives at all. So this is the natural color of vinyl, the way it looks, and it has Stairway to Heaven. So I'm not really sure about how they get the audio, if it's directly from the master tapes, or I'm assuming, that it's a really great source for this, but it's also 45 RPM, so it's a 12-inch single 45 RPM of Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin, on a Clarity pressing. So very, very cool, and this is something that I would never ever sell. All right, and the next one here happens to be another test pressing. So huge fan of Weird Al Yankovic. I actually met him one time, and we spoke for a little while. Very cool guy. Actually, I met him for when this album was actually released. So this is not a record cover. This is a promo, a piece of promotional material for the album. Back in the day, if you walked into like Peaches music or Camelot music, usually hanging from the ceiling, they would have these things, usually with some things holding them here, and they would be hanging from the ceiling, promoting certain albums. That's what this is. And I guess if you wanted to put it in a window or something like that, you could. So, so what this is, this did not come with a cover. That's why I bought that to go with this. But this is that album. This is Dare to Be Stupid. Now, in 2017, Weird Al came out with something that was called the Squeeze Box. And what this was, it was, I don't think it was put out on a CD. I think just on vinyl. It was all of his albums up to 2017, and put out on vinyl. Now there are several albums of his, like I think Running with Scissors and other ones, that did not get any kind of a vinyl release, but in the Squeeze Box it was available on vinyl, so that was very cool. So if you want to get all of Weird Al's records on vinyl, I'll look for the Squeeze Box. I know they go for a lot of money. But he also has some test pressings of the Squeeze Boxes that also out. And I guess somebody bought one of the test pressing Squeeze Boxes and decided to sell all of the records individually. I was only able to buy one of them. So this is a 2017 reissue test pressing of Dare to Be Stupid. And that's what that looks like, and he actually signed the label as well. So Weird Al actually signed this label. On the back side, it's a blank label, but it is a double-sided LP. It has the entire album, Dare to Be Stupid, on here, but it's very cool to have. And so that's also a record that I would never sell. Okay, so I think that's 4. So we're down to our 5th one now. Styx is my all-time favorite band. If you watched my channel for any amount of time, you probably know that. I talk about Styx a lot on my channel. And I learned about this album about 10 years ago. I did not know about it. And recently I was able to pick up a copy of it. But I think this is one of the rarest commercially available records that you can pick up by Styx. Now, this is Cornerstone. It was originally released in 1979. The album itself is not rare. It's the version of this record. And it's hard to find information about it. but I believe it was sold around sometime in the 1990s, directly from the Styx fan club. And it came with a hype sticker. I'll bring it up to the camera so you can take a look at it. It says, special limited edition playable platinum disc, thanks from Styx. So I don't know how many that they produced. I don't think it was that many. There's not a lot available for sale. But I'm gonna show you this. So it is a standard trifold that comes with the US copies of this. So it opens like that. And the bottom opens up as well. So, and that holds everything in. So that's how the standard US cover is. And then the record comes in another inner cover that's silver. This one is shinier than most. Usually it's more of a dull gray rather than a really bright. This is really bright, right? So, but there you go. This one was super bright silver. And this is what the playable platinum disc looks like. Has this black label, which is, I think, unique to this pressing of the record. Styx Cornerstone. And again, really, really shiny. That's what the disc looks like. They call it a playable platinum disc. So, unfortunately, this is a record that I picked up recently, and I haven't had time to play it yet. But I'm very happy to have it again. I do believe this is one of the rarest commercially available Styx records out there. So that's definitely a reason why I would never sell this. So that's going to be all for this video. I do want to thank everybody for watching today. And that's it. I'll see you all next time.